Happy Easter holidays. Um, I'm excited again to welcome you to another interesting edition of the Deep Pocket Masterclass. I want to say you're welcome once again, wherever you're watching from, um, all over the world, in the US, in Nigeria, in Europe, in any parts, wherever you're watching from. It's a good evening here. This is some few minutes after 7 o'clock here in Nigeria. I know that some of you, you are watching from different time zone. And for those of you who will be watching after now, I want to say I'm excited to have you again in another interesting edition of the Deep Pocket Masterclass. You are welcome. Please, as you join, don't forget, as usual, do well to like the video, do well to love the video, do well to share very widely. Feel free to comment or ask any question that you will love to ask. You can use the comment box to do that. And of course, we would love to also know where you are watching from. Yes, please, we would love to know where you are watching from. Let me remind you that right now we are streaming live on Facebook. We are live on Instagram. We are also live on YouTube. So this is right now. So you can connect with us through any of these platforms. And please, I would like to know if you can hear me loud and clear. Use the inbox, use the comment box. Let me be sure you can hear me. I would also love to know where you are watching from. If you can hear me loud and clear, I'm super excited to have you on this edition of the Deep Pocket Masterclass because it's been. I think the last one was some months ago, and due to a lot of busy schedules, I've not been able to bring this to you. So doing this again today, I'm super excited to have you. And let me say happy Easter holidays to you once again. I hope you are having the best of that season. So it's on that note again, I welcome you to Deep Pocket Masterclass 1.3. Tonight we're going to be having a very simple but very interesting discussion. Oh yes, and we're going to get straight into it because this is going to be a very brief webinar, but it's going to be very impactful because at the end of the day, I know that if you will be able to adhere to the things, the key takeaways from this event tonight, your life can never remain the same financially. My name is Bright PETERSIDE. I'm a real estate broker and consultant, and I am also an investor and a proud entrepreneur that is making things happen from Lagos, where I base. Of course, I'm the lead consultant of Afri Shelters Limited, a leading real estate brokerage firm with operations across Lagos, Port Harcourt, and Abuja. And I'm excited to have you again on the show tonight. Now, so tonight we're looking at the topic unveiling the seven routes to wealth. Unveiling the seven routes to wealth. And like I said, or as I mentioned, prior, when we were trying to publicize this event, I did mention that at the end of this event, one of the things that will happen to you, particularly for the younger people of my generation, is that you will be able to choose the category of life you want to live on planet Earth, all right? You will be poor, or you want to be rich, or you want to be wealthy. But of course, I presume in your favor that you want to be wealthy. So anybody, okay, I would like to get a witness now. Is there anybody here who want to be wealthy, or is there anybody who want to be poor? Let me get your feedback. Let me not assume. I would love to know if there is anybody who really want to be wealthy. You can use the comment section wherever you're watching from, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook. Use the comment section. Let me really be sure that we're on the same page. If you really want to be wealthy, I want to know among these three things I've mentioned, which one do you want? Do you want poverty, or you want to be rich, or you want to be wealthy? But for me, I choose wealth, and that is why I have discovered something that I'm going to share with you tonight, and I know that it's going to change your life for good. So, what is the objective of this webinar? As I already mentioned, one of the key objectives is to give you an opportunity to make a choice, because at the end of the day, we must understand that life is an issue of choices. What we make out of our lives many times is as a result of the decisions we take. And so I'm optimistic that after tonight you will be able to take the right decision. After this webinar, you'll be able to make a decision on where you really want to place your life, whether you are young or you are aging, or maybe you are a retiree or something. At the end of tonight, at the end of this webinar, you'll be better positioned, all right, to make a decision when it comes to your wealth, or when it comes to your finances. Why? Because you'll be better informed. That is the essence of the one of the objectives of this webinar. Another objective of this webinar is to unveil to you the 7 routes through which you can become wealthy. Yes, I want to be able to share with you age-long secrets, age-long routes that I can tell you wholeheartedly that as the earth remains, as much as humanity remains, these are uncommon routes that will breed nothing but wealth. But you need to be able to now know them. You need to first be able to know that they exist, and then when you know that, will now look at how you can, explore these routes in order to build your own world. Because one of the reasons why you should be wealthy is so that you can touch humanity. Life is not just about you. There are a lot of people who are, looking up to you, especially in we have families, we have people all around. We need to touch community and all of that. But for you to be able to make this impact, you need to command certain level of wealth. And that is one of the essence, or one of the core objectives of tonight's webinar. Once again, if you are just joining us, you are welcome to the Deep Pocket Masterclass. Tonight we are looking at unveiling the 7 routes to wealth. That is what we are doing. So we will get straight into it. And as I said, please, as you join, do well to like this video, comment, share very widely, share this with your friends, your loved ones. Information is power. Before I get straight into the topic, let me sympathize with those of you who invested in one of the platforms that just crashed. It's sad that people keep making these mistakes, but over time, we try our best to guide people. But Nigerians are very wonderful people, okay? Nigerians are very, very wonderful people, so to say. But, we sympathize with you, but that is all we can do. We can only sympathize with you. But we really hope that people will be able to people will seek financial education. People will pay attention to financial education. Look, in this part of the world, financial education is not taught in the university. But I was talking with someone recently, and I told him, look, one of the 2 things that can change your life for good: 1, know God at an early age, and then the second one is your ability for you to have financial education, or for you to have financial intelligence very early in life. These 2 things can give you a great advantage over your peers. So we sympathize with you, but I hope you have learned. I didn't know about the platform until it crashed. But when I did further research, you find out that it was nothing but a mere gamble. That platform was nothing but a mere gamble. But people went into it, and we saw how it ended. So we sympathize with you. And if you are one of them and you are here tonight, well, I presume that you are on track, because after this webinar, you won't make that same mistake again, and you will be happy for it. So let's quickly look at the 7 routes. The 7 routes to wealth. Yes, the 7 routes to wealth. These 7 routes we are talking about tonight has existed over time. All right, they are timeless. As a matter of fact, they have been in existence from generation to generation. Another thing I need you to notice is that these 7 routes we are talking about serve as the basis for the majority of wealth we have in our world today. Put in another way, majority of the billionaires, both on Forbes lists, the ones we know and the ones we don't, actually is as a result of their investment on these 7 routes that we're going to explore tonight. So it means that for you to be wealthy, you must be traveling on these very routes we are going to unveil. And so these 7 routes they are timeless, they've been consistent, many of them are basic necessities that as much as people are living, their relevance is constant. All right, their relevance is constant, and that is one of the reasons why those who invest in it get rewarded for it. So first of the 7 route to wealth I would like to share with you tonight is agriculture. Yeah, the first one is agriculture. Okay, maybe I'll just read it out. Someone is requesting I read them out first. The first one is agriculture. The second one is real estate. Number three is finance. Number four is transportation. Number five is healthcare. Number six is technology. Number seven is fashion. And then I have a bonus for those of you who will be watching to the end of this video. So I will unveil number 8 when we get towards to the end of this section. I will unveil they're actually 8 in number, but I had to leave the 8th one to serve as a bonus. So let's quickly look into agriculture. Now, the point here is that if you want to be wealthy, whether as a young person like me or an older person or someone who is working towards retirement, one of the industries, one of these routes that have built riches or wealth over the time is agriculture. Look, as of today, there are about 7 billion people on planet Earth, right? Which means that 7 billion persons need to eat every day or need to be fed every day. So it means that food must be provided for these people every day. Now, let me give you some very shocking statistics. According to the Food and Agricultural Organization, of course, you know that food is one of the arm of the United Nations that is in charge of food and agricultural issues. It said about 11.1 million Nigerians are projected to be food insecure in 2025. 11.1 million Nigerians are projected to be food insecure in 2025. Now, what this means, they further said, excuse me, by 2025. Now, by the time you look at this, you find out that this is a problem. Already, you and I, especially those of us who live in Nigeria, you will notice a constant rise in cost of food items in the market. I mean, there are a lot of issues today, social and political issues. People cannot go to the farm. And for those of us who are in the southern part of Nigeria, we have depended heavily on the northern part, but as of today, due to the high level of insecurity, the people cannot get to the farm. The issue of Fulani herdsmen and the Boko Haram, people being kidnapped and massacred, you know the story. But now, what I need you to understand that in every problem, there is always an opportunity. In every problem in life always provides an opportunity for people to rise. And as a matter of fact, it is your ability to explore those problems and look out for solutions that gives you, the level of wealth you desire. It is your ability to discover opportunity in problems and provide a solution that will separate you from the crowd. And so you find out that today there's food insecurity. There is food insecurity all over the world. And so as an investor, you want to begin to think of investing in agriculture. You want to think of how you can begin to, whether you are applying for retirement, agriculture can be a good way of retirement. A lot of people these days are beginning to buy properties and they're using it out, they are putting it out for farming, they're either into livestock or they are doing, they are doing cassava and all of that. So you watching this, the point here is that agriculture is one of the 7 routes to wealth. So if you are looking for one avenue through which you can build wealth, an investment in agriculture is one of such routes. You can own farm, you can invest in farming. It can be large scale, it can be small scale, but of course, every journey always has a starting point. So you can invest heavily in agriculture. And the truth is that every one of us going back to the farm, because ab initio for some years, for some reasons we can't explain, it looks like we abandoned agriculture. But it is one sector because I told you 7 billion people on planet Earth, they need food to eat. And there is a high level of food insecurity all over Nigeria today. And so you as an investor, you can leverage on this. You can invest in agriculture and you can make your money. In Nigeria today, there are a lot of farmers, some big farmers that you don't even know. I mean, we have the likes of Chief Olusegun Obasanjo that owns your farms. We have the likes of Alhaja Aminatu Binta, Mr. Peter Adeni of Anoluwa Farms. We have the Arizi Onebune of Giovanna Farms. These are just few. There are a lot of billionaires who are living comfortably, making impact through agriculture. A lot of ex-military officials who, as they retired, went into agriculture and invested heavily in agriculture, and they are living well. They are making a lot of money. So I need you to understand, the next time you eat that egg, the next time you eat that yam, you need to understand that this thing you are eating, the next time you go to the market, you want to buy you want to buy yam, and you find out that the price has gone up. That is an opportunity. You should begin to think, how can I take advantage, or how can I exploit the opportunity that is available in this sector? Because agriculture is a timeless industry. You cannot outlive it. As much as the planet Earth remains, people will continue to eat. And in business and investment, population is important. So when you have over 200 million people as a population in a country like this, they need food. They need to eat. So if you can invest your money, and put up a strategy to produce food and put it out to the marketplace, then you can begin your wealth building journey in that industry. So agriculture is the number one um, route to wealth that we want to talk about tonight. Now, there is another statistics here. He said this, yeah, according to, excuse me, according to Nigerian Customs Services, Nigerians spent a total of 920.54 billion naira on food items importation as of the first quarter of 2024. 920.5 billion naira on food items importation. This was just the month. This was as of first quarter of 2024. So you can imagine how much more has been spent just to import food. So if you can now look inwards and look, I invest in agriculture, and you find a means to begin to build partnership and all of that, you can make a lot of money. Life is all about providing solution. And I can tell you that this route I'm sharing to you today, this is where money hides. Because many times, if you must be wealthy, you must be able to discover where money is hiding. Money is hiding in problem. Money is hiding in people. Money is hiding in opportunities. So when you see a problem, that problem you are seeing is a potential opportunity for you to build wealth. The second route to wealth I would like to mention tonight is real estate. Like you already know, if you look at the Maslow hierarchy of needs, shelter is one of the common needs of man. Every one of us live in a house. Where I am now is a house. And so it means that you must eat. And beyond eating, you will need a place to put your head. And so these are industries that are timeless. People come and go, but they remain. Why? Because they are basic necessities of life. And so you as an investor, you as someone who want to build wealth, you need to understand that these are consistent industries that if you put your money over a long time, you can accumulate wealth. It's not a day journey. It's actually not a day journey. Wealth building is a process, but you have to start somewhere all across the world and Nigeria. If you read their history, their stories, all of that, you find out that it's not an overnight success thing. And that is why people are falling to Ponzi scheme, because people want to get wealthy with little or no effort. People want to invest in things they don't understand. You get people, you put out educative content on finance for people to pay attention to. You organize a program like this that is free, and all you need to do is register and participate. People don't want to do that. People want an easy way out. But in the journey of wealth creation, there is no easy way out. Suppose there is no shortcut. If you try to, if you try to those shortcuts, you will go in for it, and that is why people will continue to lose money. They have no tangible products. There is no clear product. You just hear that these people can you put millions of naira, and you can see the outrageous money we are losing. So real estate, I'm a real estate broker. I mean, I cannot emphasize it because I know proven itself. It is real estate. Look at during COVID. It is real estate. Look at during COVID. Everywhere was shut down, but you lived in distancing. But those who had their personal houses, who didn't, who rented apartment or rented space. So invest in real estate. Invest in real estate in Lagos, in Port Harcourt. Lagos now a lot is happening. Port Harcourt, the city is opening up. Abuja, a lot is. Invest in real as a young person. It's important you do this. It's important to invest in real estate. You don't want to buy land, you don't want to buy a house, you can do real estate buyback. You can do real estate buyback, which land. Let's see if we can. Okay. Let's see if we can figure this out now, so we can be on the same page. But I hope you are getting value on this from this webinar so far. If you are joining us, don't forget we are looking at we've been talking about unveiling the 7 routes to wealth. Okay. We're almost there. All right, so we are back on Facebook. So you find out that if you don't want to buy land, you don't want to buy houses, you can, invest in real estate buyback. Real estate buyback is a short-term real estate investment that enable you to earn percentage-based profits ranging from 29% profit in 8 months, 45% profit in 12 months, and 70% profit in 18 months. So, but either way, you need to invest in real estate. Yours may be buying land. You may even be, decide to buy land that you use for farming. But either way, ensure that you have an investment in real estate. It is one investment that you can be sure of. Real estate does not fail. Real estate does not perish. Real estate is not stagnant. Real estate rather appreciates. Real estate gives you status. Real estate can serve you in rainy days. All you need to do is to just have the right investment. Work with experts, and that is why it's part of why we are there at Afri Shelter Limited. To the glory of God, over the years, for the past half decade, we have successfully made a lot of happy landlords because we take our time to educate, investors and prospective investors, so that at the end of the day, they know what they're investing, they are putting their money into. So even as a young person, don't think it's too early. You are too young to invest in real estate. You are not too young to invest in real estate. And even as an old person, you are not too old. You are not too old. It's not even too old to begin. If you missed out, many times when we are talking with clients, you hear things like, I know when this place was selling. This place used to be a bush. I wish I bought then. Those kind of stories. We hear it severally. So people live in regrets of, had I known, I would have invested in this area. It's the same also presents a solution. Okay, thank you so much for uh, staying tuned with us. We are back on YouTube. So the number three routes, all right, the number three route to wealth creation, if you're interested in becoming wealthy, another industry where you can invest your money, whether as a young person or a middle-aged person or someone planning for retirement, is finance and investment. This is one of the oldest areas, where, or one of the oldest industries. I mean, in finance, when we talk about finance, we have the likes of JP Morgans. In Nigeria today, we know a lot of wealthy people who have made a lot of money courtesy of their investment in finance. And by finance, we, of course, when we talk about banking, all of the banking, finance related investment. So I said an investment in finance is another reliable route to wealth. Some of the notable billionaires in Nigeria and the world today invest in finance. Example, you own a bank, you can buy shares, you can do other bank related investments such as money markets, you have the fixed deposit. Of course, you can also do the fintech banking. All of the activities that revolves around finance is one of the other reliable route to wealth you can invest in. You can buy shares, all right? Today we have a lot of billionaires. We have the Tony Elumelu, the Jim Movias. In fact, recently, I mean, you've been following the story. I think Mike Ade, is it Mike Adenuga? One of the chairman, I think the current chairman of First Bank cannot be of First Bank, yeah? The current chairman of First Bank. Ordinarily, he's not even a banker, but due to his level of investment in that bank as a shareholder, today he's the chairman. So, as an investor, you need to also know that you don't have to put your money in one place, all right? There's always need for you to, there's always a need for you to expand. But while expanding, you must take caution. And this expansion doesn't have to be immediate. It doesn't have to be, it's not a one-day thing. It's not a one-day thing. We call it diversification and investment. This diversification is not an overnight thing. You can start from one. As you get better, as you get better in that, or maybe as your investment grows, you can then join another industry. Like for me today, to the glory of God, I operate in about 4 of these industries. Out of these 7 routes, I operate in about 4 of them. I have my investment in about 4 of them. And that is how it should be. Dangote today did not start with, when he started, he was not in the petroleum industry or whatever. But today he's there, he's a giant there. All right. So finance is one other route you need to travel through for you to become wealthy. You can decide to buy shares, you can decide to own banks, you can decide to do a lot of things. Why? Because banking system will remain relevant in every generation. Look, if you've been paying attention, one thing you would have noticed, one unique thing you would have noticed about these industries I'm mentioning is the fact that they are constant. They have outlived ages and they are still very much relevant. Think about it. Agriculture, people eat every day. Real estate, people think of shelter every day. Even in the midst of war, all right? You look at the crisis that's happening now in the Middle East, the Ukraine crisis. One of the most important high demand is shelter. The issue in Israel is, in fact, one of my mentors, Cosmos Madoka of Kuscharис, he said something. He said the battle between the Israelis and Palestine is land. It's about real estate. So finance is another industry you can put your money, and you can build your wealth gradually. All you need to do is to study. Now, let me put a caveat to this. The fact that I'm giving you this 7 route to wealth doesn't mean you should just go and throw in your money. No. If you do that, you're going to lose your money. I have always believed in the school of thought that knowledge should precede profits, and that is why over time I take very seriously the issue of educating investors and prospecting investors, even in real estate, before getting you to invest in anything. Because you should have a knowledge about what you want. Don't put your money in anything you don't understand. Try to understand the industry before you put your money. So I'm not telling you now that there are 7 routes to wealth, and you wake up, maybe you have 500 million, and you say, okay, let me put it. No, no, no. You have to take our time. Where you need to talk to an expert, talk to an expert. Because the road you want to travel through, there are people who have traveled through that road before you. So why not leverage on that? Invest your time. Before you invest your money, invest your mind, invest your time, get knowledge. Get knowledge. There are information at your disposal. Get knowledge about this industry before you throw in your money. So the number 4 route to wealth you can invest in, all right, to build wealth. If you want to be wealthy, is transportation. Transportation is one of the major gold mine in Nigeria. There are over 200 million people in Nigeria, and do you know that on daily basis, these people move from point A to point B? Have you asked yourself, how are they moving? Even you that is watching this webinar today, if you stepped out today, being Easter Sunday, if you don't have your private car, there is a possibility that you entered a public transportation. If it's not to go to church, it's either you entered in your street or you entered. But the point is, on daily basis, people move from point A. People move, goods and services are being moved. So transportation is a good mine. So as an investor, you can invest in it. You can study it and you can invest in this. Transportation is a major gold mine in Nigeria. All right, it's a major gold mine, and a lot of money hide in this movement. You think they are ordinary? You just see vehicles, or you see the Marwa moving on the street, or you see the buses. No, no, no. People are actually making money. You see all of those aircraft fly. People are making money, and those money are investors. And the good thing about this 7 route to wealth, all right, is that you don't necessarily have to be directly in charge to make money out of them. That is the next thing we're going to be talking of, discussing in the next webinar. That is going to succeed this one. That is after this one. The next edition will be looking at how you can actually combine, your wealth building process, using your wealth building process, exploring the different routes that we are mentioning tonight. Again, if you are just joining, don't forget we'll be looking at the 7 routes to wealth. And this is the Deep Pocket Masterclass with PETERSIDE, your favorite estate broker and consultant. Please, if you are watching on YouTube, like this video. Do well to like the video, comment, share, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notification bell for free so you can always get interesting updates on this platform. And if you're on Facebook or IG, please do well to follow us. Please do well to share. Don't keep this to yourself. One of the things that information is, it can revolutionize your mind. It can inspire ideas. What I may be saying may not make sense to a lot of persons, but I can tell you that I know that what I am saying now can build wealth. It can actually make you wealthy. If you meditate on it and you take action, your finances cannot be the same by this time next year and in the next 4 or 5 years. All right, so transportation. Money hide in this movement. Residents of the major cities in Nigeria, such as Lagos, all right, Port Harcourt and Abuja, will agree that they spend heavily on transportation. If you live in Lagos, one of the things that take money from people in Lagos is transportation. And the costs keep going higher. The same thing with Port Harcourt, the same thing with Abuja. So why have you not thought of investing in transportation? And many times some of you want to invest, and people will share stories of the bad experience they have had trying to invest in transportation. But you need to understand, look, as an entrepreneur, if you want to build wealth, you must have a mindset of possibility, especially for young persons like us. And for I don't know, whatever Gen Z, Gen whatever you belong to, but the point here is that you need to know that one thing is constant. Let me say this. Whatever your age is now, especially for the young people, because one of the idea behind this, we want to be able to also raise the next generation of billionaires. But it begins with transforming your mind. It begins with you understanding that there are principles that you need to follow. And so as a young person, the younger you are, the better it is for you to take some level of risk. So that Mr. A tried doing a business on transportation and failed, or that even your father tried and failed, doesn't mean that if you try, you may not succeed. You should be able to risk it. All right? You should be able to risk it. At a certain age, you should be willing to take more risk, calculated risk, because let's say you are at the age of 25, 30, there are some level of risk we can take that people of 50 years cannot take. That is the truth. When it comes to investment, there are some level of risk that is associated with certain age. So as a young person, it's not about running around, from one club to the other, from one whatever. Yeah, it's good to have fun, but don't be carried away. And I can tell you that the way the world is going is becoming more expensive, and you will need more money. The only solution to living well in the world today is more money. The more money you have, the better. I'm not saying money is every, but it's important whether we like it or not. And so you should be willing to take risks. Invest in transportation. You come out, you go to work, you see that keke marwa, you enter. It is someone you are indirectly paying someone. The buses you travel, intercity. The major expenses is on transportation in Lagos. After accommodation, people spend a lot of money. Three things that take money in the cities: is it transportation? Is it food? Is it accommodation? These are the three major things. These are the three major things that take a lot of money from people in the urban areas in Nigeria. So if that is a problem, why is it that you that have the resources, you are not investing in them? Why can't you invest in transportation? There is always a way out. Don't be carried away by the fact that when they not transportation is for tout, it's for. You don't have to be directly involved. You don't have to be the one to drive the keke or whatever. There are ways to these things. All you need to do is talk to experts. But of course, you must believe in your mind that you will succeed. And like I said, your risk appetite is high, or your risk appetite as a young person should be high. That's one of the advantages of being a young person. There are certain risks you can't take at the age of 50 or 60. No, you don't need to do that. The journey should begin right now. Thank you, Crest. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. So take the risk and build wealth. Take the risk and build wealth. Now, let me share some statistics with you so that you understand what I'm talking about. He said, according to Statistica, by 2025, the public transportation market in Nigeria is expected to generate a revenue of $1.73 billion. In 2025, it's expected to generate a revenue of $1.73 billion. In the following year, by projection, it is expected to bring an annual growth of 6.45%, which will lead to a market volume of $2.2 billion. $2.2 billion. Why? Because people are moving. The movement, the movement takes place across the estates, interstate, intrastate, regional. You see, of course, if you're in Nigeria, you know that there are some transportation companies that have been there for a very long time. The likes of the Young Shagro, the likes of GU Motors, the likes of God is Good Motors. Those guys are billionaires. Why? Because they invested in something that is solving a problem. Now you hear that the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road is being worked on. Do you know that that is another route that is being added to the transportation business? Because once that road is completed, it will be a route. There will be bus stop. People will move from Victoria Island to Eleko. People will put vehicles there. People will put Marowa, whatever. It's more money. So as an investor, you need to think. You need to see opportunities. The wealth does not come to a shallow-minded person. Wealth goes to people who see opportunities and take advantage of it. You can invest in motorbikes, tricycles, mini buses, big buses, estate shuttles. People are making a lot of money with estate shuttles that you're overlooking. Some of those Marua, you see people, they are not the owner. The owners are not even in Nigeria. Some people are outside and they're making a lot of money. You can do intracity transportation from Lagos to Port Harcourt, from Lagos to Enugu, from Lagos to Abuja. You can do intercity. You can even do regional transportation from Nigeria to Ghana, Nigeria to Benin. And of course, you can do aviation, can own aircrafts. And another sector outside the movement, of course, you know that transportation does not just involve the movement of humans. It also involves the movement of goods and services. So you can go into logistics all over Lagos. You see them, and that is why you see that. I was talking with a dear friend yesterday, and I said, I think it was about boats. If you be using boats, you will notice that boats have added logistics to their business. So that if you are looking for someone that will go and deliver stuff, items from one point A to point B, you can easily book it online. You think these guys don't know what they are doing? These are opportunities. And like I said, wealth is not a day journey. It's a process. It's a process. Many of the people we are celebrating today, they are looking big today. They started somewhere, but my generation somehow think this is an overnight. It doesn't work that way. You just have to start. I believe that was, clear enough. So number 5 is healthcare. Healthcare. That is the fifth route to wealth. Healthcare. This is another very constant and important industry. It includes medical services, pharmacies, drugs production, healthy drugs for emphasis purposes. I'm not talking of drugs, strong drugs that will destroy people. I'm not talking of bad businesses. I'm talking of drugs that can enhance human living. All right, medical advice, laboratories, all of the healthcare related services, products and services. It can even be test kits. It can invest in health. And this investment must not be, you don't even need to, it must not be a medical doctor to invest in the health sector. All you need to do is put in your money. You can bring a medical doctor and say, look, well, how can we do this? Let's start up a hospital. You start up a hospital. The hospital can be your retirement plan. You see, I'm giving you a pro tip, all right? I'm giving you a pro tip that you may not appreciate, but because maybe you are getting it for free. But these are the way, you see, many of you know some of the billionaires. Warren Buffett is a big investor. And if you doubt me, after this webinar, go and do your own check. Many of the billionaires you know today on planet Earth, they have investment across these channels I'm unveiling to you today, this route. So you can invest in healthcare because people want to be healthy. And the funny thing is that sickness is increasing in the world we live today. People are getting sick because one of the reasons, of course, people are not feeding well. Because of one of the defects of food insecurity is health issues. People are not well fed. But in the midst of that problem, there is a solution that you can, it's an opportunity for you to provide a solution and you can be happy for it. Waiting very quickly due to time, we are running out of time now. But I hope you are enjoying this so far. If you are enjoying this and you are with me, please use the comment box. Let me know if you are really learning or getting something. I want to be sure. And for those of you who will be watching after now, please, I would like to hear from you on the comment section. If you can still hear me up till this hour, and if you are really getting what we are talking about. And please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. For those of you who are watching us through YouTube, please don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to comment, share, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for free so that the next time we come on board, it will be easy for you to, you'll get notified and you can easily connect. All right, so we look at the 6th route to wealth. That is technology. Technology. Look, the world we live today is driven by technology. Technology has made life easy. Even the instrument I'm using now is a product of technology. With these tools, I am able to address 3 major platforms simultaneously: YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. I wouldn't have been able to do this, say, in the around 2003 or thereabout. It wouldn't have been possible. So technology is another area you can invest. Inventions. You can invest, in that area. You can partner. All of this, your IT friends, it's not just about going to a club or you go to beer, you drink, you walk. You should be able to team up and say, look, I have this idea. What can we do? There's a whole lot going on there. And of course, you know that you're already aware that the wealthiest man today on planet, or the richest man today, is a heavy investor in technology. And this technology covers various areas. I decided to just put it together. I mean, it includes cars, electric cars, technological inventions, like I mentioned, that enhances living. It can be cryptocurrency, forest trading, anything that technology can enhance, anything, you just need to search them out. But you can invest in technology. There is a part of education and learning that is being enhanced via technology. You can invest in it. Today we have different apps. All of those guys that built this, it has become their unicorns. It has become their unicorns because those apps will continue to give them money until they sell them. So you study computer science, you're a graduate, or you have, why not utilize your energy? Today you can start up a YouTube channel, consistently doing some stuff, and before you know it, you get monetized, you are paid $1. The same thing with Facebook. So technology is is one of the newest industries in this category that is becoming constant over time, that you can leverage and build wealth. A lot of people make a lot of money. There's a lot of money online, but you buy data, you scroll from morning to night, and there's no reward for it, and you're a young person. I'm speaking particularly to young guys, my generation, or maybe the Gen Z. I don't know whether it's Gen Z, Gen S, whatever gens you are. I'm talking to with the young people. We need to begin to understand that these things are opportunities that are meant for us to embrace. All right, we are meant to embrace these opportunities. So technology is another area you can invest. It's one of the 7 routes to wealth creation. And then we have the number 7 on this, which is fashion. Yeah, fashion. Fashion is another route to wealth. I mean, I'm wearing a clothes. You that is watching me now, or those of you who will be watching after now, due to the difference in your time zone, you are putting on a clothes, you are putting on clothing. Fashion is one thing that, and the funny thing is that it evolves, but at the end of the day, it has one constant goal. All things being equal, fashion has one constant goal: to cover the sensitive parts of your body. Because it would have been a crazy thing if every one of us were walking naked on the street. Although these days we know that some persons, some gender think otherwise, but it doesn't change the fact that the major essence, it doesn't matter the quality or the color. The primary objective of clothing is to cover sensitive parts of your body, is to give you privacy. Then thereafter, you can start talking about the beauty, how it adds to your beauty or to your cuteness, or how it differentiates you or whatsoever. But the primary objective of fashion is to cover your body from things that you feel that people shouldn't see. Is another area where you can invest. Fashion lines. And like as I said, look, it doesn't have to be so big. You can start by setting up a tailoring shop. You can hire someone, set up with one machine, you can set up a tailoring shop. And if you are a civil servant and sewing has been your hobby, or maybe you have the skill, you can exploit it. You don't have to be there. You can go to work and employ people and set it up. Wealth building is a journey, because on daily basis people wear clothing and people always look out for the latest fashion. Why don't you begin to create something? Look at Ankara. Today, Ankara is a popular fashion among Nigerians, among Africans. How did they come? What I'm wearing today, it was just someone's thinking. Someone just thought, how can we, recreate these things? The truth is that nothing is new under the sun, like, the Bible rightfully said. Everything is just a recreation. So you as a person, as an investor, as an entrepreneur, you should be able to think. Like they say, think good thinking, think good product. Is the thinking that puts you ahead. And if you cannot think, employ people to think for you. Yes. If you have the resources and you want to set up a fashion house, consult fashion. There are people who are experts in that. Talk to them. Don't just dive into the business. You will lose your money. Like, is this a best, or what do you call it now? But I believe that will not happen. So far so good. Gentlemen and ladies, we have looked at, this has been the Deep Pocket Masterclass right here on Facebook, Instagram, and IG with Bright PETERSIDE, your favorite real estate broker, consultant, entrepreneur, and we'll be looking at unveiling the 7 routes to wealth creation. I believe I've said a lot of things, all right? And we've looked at the 7 routes to wealth. We talked about agriculture. Number 1. Number 2, we mentioned shelter. Of course, we're talking about real estate, the need for you to invest in real estate. Number 3, we talk about finance. Number 4, transportation, the movement of humans, goods and services from one point to another is one good mind. You cannot ignore if you want to build wealth. And then in number 5, we talk about healthcare. Yeah, healthcare is another sector you can put in your money as an investor. Whatever category, whether you are young, whether you are 18, whether you are 20. In fact, the way it is, the earlier the better. So these investments, they are not age restricted at all. All you need to do is to talk to the right people, because all said and done, the experience is not an overnight thing. Even if you fail, at least you've gathered some experience, all right, that will shape you for the next big thing. In every mistake you make, there's always a lesson, especially when it comes to business. In fact, in business, especially at certain ages, it's even better you make certain mistake at the early stage so that you can learn. And then we talked about technology at number 6. People are talking of going to the moon and all of that. You can explore it. At number 7, we talked about fashion, of course, clothing. Now, number 8, like I promised at the beginning of this video, that if you will watch this, for those of you who watch to the end of this section, I will give you a bonus point. So I'm about doing that as I promised. You know, I keep to my promises. All right. So I'm going to unveil the number 8, and this one is also very important, especially for the young population. The media and entertainment industry is one industry you cannot ignore today. A lot of billionaires have come out of it. A lot of billionaires have been made through media and entertainment. The entertainment here is all encompassing. In fact, it covers even footballers. So if you can play football, yeah, you will fall under this category. It's all about entertainment. If you're a musician, it's all about entertainment. Media. And so here, this includes owning mainstream media, online media platforms, entertainment, music, drama, whatever. This is one industry you cannot ignore. Is an industry that is always very popular among young persons, and so you can exploit it. You can exploit it. And like so, one of the things that technology has done for us is that everybody can now, you can now create your own TV. You can now create your own platform. All right, and you can earn from it. So entertainment is one other industry you can invest in. It's one other industry you can build your wealth. And there are a lot of examples. Look at all of the popular musicians that you listen to their music. Especially those of them that have won some Grammys and major awards and all of that. They are, some of them are billionaires. And then you talk about the media. Many of the guys that own these guys that own the major TV stations or newspapers in Nigeria. Some of them are billionaires. The likes of Ndoka or Biebuna of This Day and Arise, the owners of channels of this world, the owners of CNN, the owners of Al Jazeera. So in fact, you can invest in media. Media is one very constant industry that cannot be overtaken by whatever trend, or maybe what's the word now? It cannot be. It cannot be of solace. I want to communicate this so that you can understand. All right. Media is one industry that can stand the test of time. Let me put it that way. It cannot be outdated. Yes, media cannot be outdated because everything that happens in society, in fact, the media gives you a direction. And life will be boring without them, as much as we know their positives and negatives. But it's one industry where you can invest and you have a lot of money. So this has been the 7 route to wealth I am glad to share with you. And I can tell you historically that these are the oldest routes to wealth creation. And every billionaire you know in Nigeria, in Africa, across the world, check. Statistics have shown that over 60% of them have their investment in what I've just shared with you. And so I have given you an opportunity now to choose whether you want to be poor. If you want the ordinary life, it's okay. You can just be where you are. You can just be comfortable with where you are. And if you want to be rich, you can just choose one civil service job or one thing you think you are doing now. You can lavish your money without much investment and all of that. But if you want to be wealthy, gentlemen and ladies, you have to invest. And you must have investment across board. You see this 7 that I've shown you? You must have investments in at least 5 of them. But as I said, you don't have to start all of them at once. you can take it one step at a time. You start with this one. And I also mentioned to you currently, by God's grace, I operate in about 4 of these industries I have just shared with you, and it's possible. And I am training. Part of my goals, my financial goals or wealth creation goals, is to diversify my investment across all of these industries, and it is possible, and I'm going to do it. How I'm going to do it is my own strategy. Part of it is what I'm going to share with you in our next webinar. So if you're interested, let me know. Use the comment section. If you want to learn how you can, have your investment across these 7 routes, how you can travel through these 7 routes I mentioned to you, tonight for your wealth creation, let me know in the comment section, and then I will fix up the next webinar where we'll be looking at that. I will be teaching you on how you can. It doesn't have to be you. It doesn't have to be you, but you can be across board, and yet you don't have to be directly involved. So let me know, and then I'll be so glad to do that. All right, I think we are right on time. This webinar is for 1 hour, so we are 1 minute overshooting. We're already overshooting our time by 1 minute. So this is where I will draw the curtain tonight. Let me know if you have any question. If you have any question, please use the comment box, or you have any contribution very quickly before we call it a day. I will be so glad to entertain some question or comment or contribute. Watch and rewatch this section, and I tell you that you will pick a lot of points, a lot of ideas will come into your head. And don't watch alone. Share it with your friends, your family, your network. All right, and begin your wealth creation journey by paying attention to the things I've said in this video, and you will thank me later. All right, so I believe for now there are no questions. Let me check on IG, on YouTube, on Instagram. So I want to say thank you to every one of you who joined tonight on the various platforms. Those of you who struggle, who could not connect, our sincere apologies. We will improve next time. But the good thing is that because this is live on YouTube and Facebook, I will share the link after now so that you can follow up, and with that you will be able to meet up with our discussion tonight. Again, my name is PETERSIDE, your favorite real estate broker and consultant, lead consultant, Afri Shelters Limited, Afri Shelters Limited. We are a real estate brokerage firm, and over the years we have helped a lot of Nigerians make decisions. All right, YouTube is back. All right, YouTube is back. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you, everyone. Please, before you go, don't forget to like the video again. Don't forget to comment, to share, to love. Subscribe. For those of you watching from YouTube, feel free to please subscribe and turn on the notification bell for free, so you can always get interesting updates. We have a lot of beautiful listings that is currently available in Lagos, in Port Harcourt. For those of you who want to invest in real estate, we have a lot of interesting products in Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt. We sell verified lands, we sell verified houses, and we sell real estate buyback, cashback. These are very tested and trusted real estate investment you can take advantage of and begin to build your journey to wealth creation. And for more inquiries, once again, call or send a WhatsApp message to the number that is shown on your screen or on the bio of this video, and with that we'll be so glad to attend to you. Until I come your way next month, next month edition of the Pocket Masterclass, I'm saying thank you so much again for hanging out with me tonight. I'm super excited, and I wish you a happy Easter holiday, and do have a beautiful week ahead. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.